And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to round number 11.
Yo, Interlagos.
Braz- Interlagos, the Brazilian Grand Prix, right here on Apollo Racing Club. I'm
You
Adam
already know who it
EV500,
is.
and joining me today is Bash Dash Bash. We have quite the race for us tonight.
Indeed, not only is Brazil a fan favorite, a driver favorite, all of the above, nothing but fast corners. The battle for first is still going on, but it's a little bit conditional as it seems to be in these seasons where there is a significant point gap. If Rogue wins this race, it's a wrap. He's a champion. But if he has a bad night tonight, Chipsy can capitalize and keep the race on up to the last race. What do you think's going to happen, Evie?
There's a number of different things that can happen. Last week, Rogue was able to break the curse of getting a good qualifying and finishing the race,
Beautiful.
winning the race, actually. So for him, tonight is all about consistency. It's going to be, he's going to have to just come out swinging in qualifying. I think if he has a bad qualifying, he can definitely run through the field, but there's some substitute tonight, some subs tonight who are awfully fast who are going to get in his way.
Yep. So he's going to need to get prepped for that. He's going to need to learn how these new fast drivers roll and get used to sharing that track space with them. Anyways, quality's just beginning. We've got sort of clear skies, but everyone's just getting their setups ready. We don't see anyone coming out just yet.
Talking about P3 in the constructors, though, that is still up for contention between Fox and Mr. Hood. So tonight, a lot of different things can happen in terms on the constructors. Everything looks like stayed the same from last week, except Ruda. He is still in P10, so rough day for him. But we are in the qualifying session now, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome you in once again for this amazing. One of my favorite tracks as well. I will say I was able to get my first points in league racing here. Very happy about that. So
nice.
I will gladly say.
Oh, one of the Ferraris is coming out.
Who is coming out? Ferrari. It's gonna probably. I bet it's gonna be Rogue.
It's Ruda.
It's Ruda. Ruda.
And
he's gonna come out.
Another
first.
car is coming out as well. It might be a Merc. I'm not sure which one it is.
Looks like we got
it's Williams of Righteous Fire, as well as the Racing Point of Astronaut. A Red Bull's coming out as well. That's of Elegance, of course, the only Red Bull on the track today. But we're going to stick to Righteous Fire right now because he's going to be setting the first hot lap. And yeah, even on the out lap, you can see these corners are just like, you can breeze through them if you've got the right racecraft, if you're hitting all the right points, if your throttle control is on point. Very fun, very fast. Can get quite hectic during the race though, so
most
hopefully they
definitely.
can keep it clean.
And this is one of those tracks that if the faster you go, obviously the more time you can get, but these turns, when you're going full throttle and you just want to go, there's a reason why in F1 this is a one heck of a good race to watch, as Righteous Fire comes across the start-finish straight to start his hot lap. This is the most popular race, I think, on the F1 calendar besides Silverstone and Australia. So it's definitely going to be an interesting competition tonight, as now Righteous Fire, he's going to come through Sector 1, get that first DRS point, and go down the straight and come into turn number, this is 5.
Handling those turns just beautifully.
He is.
Yeah, no, there's no secret as to why this is one of the more popular tracks. It's just so fast. We need more tracks like Interlagos. Why can't Mugello be a permanent track?
I know, right? Mugello is an amazing another amazing track.
It.
And
he's
out.
Out. All right, I guess we'll track Ruda then.
Let's see where Ruda ends up as we ride on board with him.
But that is unfortunate. Righteous Fire just binned it right away. Didn't even complete a lap. Ruda, thankfully, he'll be able to complete a lap and bring it out in one piece. He'll probably set a faster time than Astronaut, given that he's losing him. And let's see what time Ruda comes out with. He gets a 107.460 with Astronaut milliseconds behind him.
That is Ruda just put up a time that Max Verstappen put up at Interlagos in 2019. So that is quite the time. He's right around in that range. So very fast as Elegance goes P2 with 107.625. Now we're going to switch over to Sin Black Fox, who is coming through the second sector, about to begin the third as he has to brake hard into that braking zone. And now he's going to come through the final sector. And this is where you can pick up so much speed. Because guess what? Here comes that DRS. And when you get that DRS coming at how fast you're coming, you're going to get a lot. And as he puts up a 107.9. So
pretty
definitely.
tidy.
Yep, we're seeing a lot of 107s. Van putting up a 110. Gazier still not out, but we're seeing Madman. He is out right now on a hot lap.
Yeah, Van is going to want to improve. Anyways, Rogue starts his hot lap. Let's see if he can get up on his teammate. 107.46 is a pretty high bar to set. Let's see if he could go 107, sub 107.4. That'd be pretty cool to see.
Madman puts up a 108.6. Very nice from him. We'll switch right over to Rogue right now. Oh, he's invalidated his lap.
Yeah, he wasn't able to keep it as tidy as he would have liked. So yeah, he's gonna conserve his fuel. He's gonna conserve his tire wear, and he's gonna have another go. Let's see who else is out on the lap. Chipsy
is coming through sector 1 and using the first DRS point. And Chipsy, and this is somebody who I actually can beat Rogue tonight on just wheel-to-wheel action. Chipsy is very good at this track. His setup for this track is really nice. It's very quick. It's very balanced in terms of all the turns. Feels great. And he's really slow through there.
Rogue's championship rival, Chipsy is going to want to really take it to Rogue, whether that's during the race or whether that's in quali. It looks like Rogue has begun his second lap, but we're going to let Chipsy see his through first. He's being really tidy. It looks really fast.
He was really slow in sector 2, so it might not be a 107, but it's going to be close.
Yeah, let's see. He does it in a 107.861, putting himself in third. Not bad. If he can improve his time in that second sector, he can go for pole for sure. It's not going to be this time, though, as we've invalidated it. Let's go back to Rogue.
We're looking at Rogue now. He locks up a little bit going up the hill, but now he's going to just slide a little bit. He is really pushing very hard as he's continuously using his his hot lap ERS mode. Comes through the penultimate corner, and he's going to come through this straight. Like I said, you're going to pick up so much speed and get all the forces going, getting all that grip. And now he uses the DRS, comes down to start-finish straight. Can he get the pole position?
No, he's second, 107.523. Very close to Ruda's time, though. He'll definitely want to improve. But I feel like, given how good his starts are, the important thing is that he's ahead of Chipsy. Of course, Ruda might give him some leeway, though. I'm not sure if there are any team orders going on in the Scuderia or not. Rogue just letting Ruda pass for another lap. I don't know what their strategy is.
Who knows? But now we're going to see Tact come on out. He missed a week. And now
let's see how he does on his return. He's currently at fifth, 107.864.
Tact is also somebody who's very quick on this track. Last year he was very fast in Tier 2, so I'm excited to see how he stacks up, especially against these Tier 1 guys who are just gunning for it. This qualifying session is going to be a shootout here as we enter the final 10 minutes of this qualifying. And Tact, he's actually pretty quick. He put up a 16.6 in Sector 1, and now we're seeing Astronaut. He puts up a faster Sector 2 with a 34.2, and now Astronaut's going to go P1 with a 107.0, but we're going to stay on board with Tact here. And Bash, talk us through this amazing track while we're watching the man Tact.
Well, we all know that the final sector just has that huge curve that you can go really fast into, as well as that crazy DRS zone. And that's just the aim of the game with regards to Interlagos. It's just speed. Tact getting third with a 107.439, Racing Point putting on a good show. Those S's to start the track, just so fun to go through, followed by the sharper turn as you approach the second sector. Then a couple more sharper S's make up the second sector, but if you know what you're doing, you can go really, really fast through them. So anyways, right now, quali is just Racing Point, Ferrari, just making up the top four. The other teams trying to find their place. Chipsy at 8th, he's definitely going to want to improve. And we see a lot of 107s. I'm just waiting to see times from Ghazi Egg and the Peach. They have not put in a time yet.
Riding with Niall now. He is at a 107.8, and he's going to fall into the pits as well. And here comes Sim Black Fox, who has invalidated his lap. Now here comes Elegance, who's going to come out on his out lap. And Rogue is out on a out lap as well. He's going to come into Sector 2. Let's see. Chipsy, he is on an out lap as well. Stewie 3K, he's finishing up. He is on an in lap. But now we're seeing Madman GTR right now. He is on a hot lap. He's making himself through the S's, trying to make up a little bit more time. He put up a 16.7 in Sector 1. Let's see where he ends up in Sector 2. As Chipsy gets out of his way.
Indeed. And his teammate in AlphaTauri, the Peach, finally going out on his out lap. Going to try to put a time. But Madman GTR finishing up his lap. Not looking too fast, but definitely keeping it tidy. Might be trying to improve. And he gets a 1 minute 8.384, which puts him up a couple positions, but not too many. I think we saw one of the Ferraris had some trouble on the grass. That might have been, was that Rogue?
Ruda. That was Ruda.
Oh, it was Ruda.
But now we just saw Chipsy go by, so let's head over to his point of view as he goes through the first DRS point and comes and just, that was a great corner from him. That was really nice. I think he's actually going to improve here. Let's see where he gets for sector times in terms of purple and the green colors.
Yeah, improvement for Chipsy is going to be very vital if he wants to stay in this race.
He's
probably why we're cutting. Indeed. But yeah, we're cutting more to him than we are Rogue, mainly because his qualifying matters a whole lot more for this race.
Yes, it does. Right now, he put up a 16.6 in Sector 1. In Sector 2, he improves with a 34.6. Can he find the space? Can he get ahead of Rogue? Can he get ahead of Tact as he comes down the final straight? And he is flying. Does he get there?
Let's see how strong he finishes. He gets a 1 minute 7.678, brings him up one position. I mean, it's better than nothing, but he's obviously going to want to improve on that.
He is.
Rogue coming in now, finishing up his lap. Let's see if he improves. Oh, no, he's not going to improve. 111, 112.
Yeah, no, he had an issue as well. Now here comes Ruda, who is a little bit quicker in Sector 2. Oh, excuse me, in Sector 1, he puts up a 16.5. If he can find a way to get a really quick Sector 2, he can take pole position away from Astronaut. I mean, Astronaut putting up a hard time to beat. And now here comes Ruda. He puts up a 34.2 in Sector 2, and now he's going to fly through Sector 3.
These turns look really good. I like what Ruda's doing here. Is it going to be a sub 1.7? No, but close.
No.
107, 147.
That is a very quick time. That puts him a little bit closer. That puts, 61 milliseconds off of Ruda from Astronaut. So good for him now.
He raises the bar for second.
Now Elegance, he is going to come across the... Nope, he is actually on an in lap. My apologies. And now Chipsy, he's going to go in and out probably with only 4 minutes left. He wants to get another lap in. Here we go on Stewie 3K now. He is in P10. He put up a 16.8 in Sector 1. And Bash, Stewie just needs to have a good drive tonight.
Yeah. It's all about putting on for the team with regards to Haas. Want to get some good constructors points. And let's see where he ends up. We see the Peach getting a time in, but unfortunately AlphaTauri is on the tail end. 3K gets up over his teammate with a 107.95. Gauzy Egg still hasn't put a time, but he's finally coming out as we see the Mercedes come out of the pits. A Ferrari is coming out again as well. That is Ruda.
Ruda's coming into the pits, actually.
Ruda's coming in, I see.
But is that Rogue I see out there?
Yes.
Yes, it is Rogue. Rogue is trying to maybe shut the lights out tonight. A win secures him the championship. A DNF does not, as we are waiting to see across the start-finish line. He does. He goes P2.
7.98. Very close to Astronaut's time.
What a lap from him. He has to feel pretty good about that one.
And Ferrari are 2-3 in quali. If Rogue feels really good about his start against Astronaut, that's all it takes, man. Where is Astronaut anyways? He's in the pits. Is he going to come back out? Is he going to try to raise the bar, or has he had enough?
I think he's had enough. I think that's the perfect time for him. I think he's just going to I wouldn't blame him if he doesn't come out. That's a really fast time. The fact that Rogue is 12 milliseconds off of that. 12. You know, that's taking a turn just a little bit faster. That's all.
Everyone else in the pits besides him and Gauzy Egg and now Thin Black Fox. Gauzy Egg starting his lap. Going to try to put in a time with 2 minutes and 16 seconds left on the clock. He's sliding a little bit, though. Has he picked up any damage on his outlap?
Looking at his car, doesn't look like it. Even on vehicles, on his telemetry on my end, but he does invalidate his lap, and that's really going to hurt him because he only has 1 minute and 50 seconds to get this done now.
Yeah, he can't pit again, or it's finished.
Guten, what is that? What is that, Kia? What are you saying? I don't understand. I don't understand your message. So, but Gauzy, he is somebody who I think he could do very well in these races. He could have had a really good drivers championship year, but definitely hard. No, he's going to fall into the pits. He is going to say that's going to be it for me, and that might do it for qualifying. Well, Astronaut, he is out.
Yeah, Astronaut's going to try again. A lot of drivers are going to try again, but it looks like Tact is out, but it looks like the Ferraris have had it, unless... Oh no, Ruda's coming out. And Rogue is coming out as well.
These guys don't have
looks
like that's right. Yeah. We have a delay. My fault. I was like, wait a minute.
This is going to be a fight to the finish.
It is. Here we go. Sim Black Fox. He is going to start this off, and he's 5 seconds slower.
Yeah, that's strange.
So now we're looking on board with Niall. Again, Niall, somebody who really could have had, I thought, a pretty decent driver's championship. Not quite the case.
Gauzy's retired. Didn't feel optimistic about his chances of putting in a time, unfortunately. Babu's decided he's had enough as well. We'll see if he keeps 6th. But,
now he's P5.
Gauzy, we'll have to see how he starts. But, yeah, Niall gets a 107.5, just under that, actually. Pretty good showing.
And now, so let's head over to Astronaut. He is the first man of this line of people to, who's in P1 right now, to try and get a lap going here. And he is going to go fast as well. He is going to try and put up a fast time as Rogue. He's going to start his hot lap as well. Astronaut did not improve, just so you know.
Ruta's finished as well. But yeah, Astronaut and Rogue can go at it. What an absolute shootout this qualifying has been.
And now here comes Astronaut through the final curve, and he is gonna find that DRS. He is going fast, and he had to avoid a Haas in the middle of the road, and he puts up a 106.9.
106.920, all while avoiding a Haas in the process.
And now Rogue, he got a little bit loose going into Sector 2.
Astronaut makes a statement and puts an exclamation mark at the end. Yeah, Rogue going a little crazy with his time, and he spins. And yeah, most he can do is just put it in the hole and accept second. Unless Sin Black Fox has anything to say about it. We'll see how he finishes. No, he's just gonna go back and pick.
Well, it's all done. The qualifying is over, and our provisional poll. Well, we're still waiting for Rogue, but no, excuse me, Rogue. Yeah, he was off. So that is going to do it for qualifying. Astronaut, welcome back, sir. You are pole position tonight, and Rogue goes P2.
Yep. So that's our front row. Then it's Ruta and Sin Black Fox behind them. Then Tact and Nile in the third row, followed by Elegance and Babu. Then Chipsy and Aggro. Then Stewie and Madman. Then the Peach and Van, followed by the two gentlemen who could not put in a time, unfortunately, Gauzy Egg and Righteous Fire. We'll see what they can do from the back. But
you gotta feel great for the Racing Points getting pole position and P5. The Ferrari's also in a very good position. It's definitely going to be a shootout between those two. And who knows? Chipsy could run through the field. We've seen him do that before.
But Rogue has had good starts as well. So if he can maintain that beating the curse of having a good qualifying but not having a good race, he should be in good shape, as he is second to Chipsy's ninth. He just got to maintain pace. And as you said before qualifying, be consistent. That is the main important thing.
Being consistent tonight will help. So just going through the qualifying again. Poor Righteous, though. Man, he was, again, he needed I feel like he just needed to have a good race tonight as well to really solidify himself. So in this championship. But this season just hasn't been the greatest for him.
Yeah. We'll see if the luck changes around during the race, though.
Well, let's get ready for this race here at Interlagos. Will be interesting to see what kind of tire strategy we have, and we have
cloudy skies.
And I hate
so obviously that'll affect the road temperature. But is there going to be rain?
I think there is. Looking at the statistics for the race, currently it says it's supposed to be sunny. But I guess we'll find out during the when we get into the formation lap here.
Yeah.
Which will start in 20 seconds. These guys are getting their race strategies put together tonight. Is this a one-stop race for sure?
Most likely. I say either softs or then hards, or just run the softs to the ground and go for mediums.
Well, here we go. Now, the weather has changed. We have no rain on the forecast. It's going to be cloudy for the first 5 minutes of this race, and then the sun is going to peek her head out for the rest of the race. And it's definitely, I'm really excited now because it's a dry race, and rain races just I don't think they go well. Looking at tires, looks like majority of people are taking that soft tire, basically P1 through P12 have the soft.
Only the Peach and Righteous Fire on mediums, and they're in 13th and 16th respectively. So we'll see how if that strategy affects anything. Maybe they're expecting a little bit of a shakeup during the first lap. Like we said, very fast track. Drivers have to be careful not to cause any accidents. But the Tier 1 guys are tidy for the most part, so they'll definitely be trying not to do anything like that.
Well, this Tier 1 season has had the most, I think, virtual safety cars in any league, honestly. Baku, if we want to remember that, we had about, I think, 7 virtual safety? No, we had not that many, but we had almost a virtual safety car every other lap because of the rain there and how fast and tight that track is. So now Astronaut, he's going to come through the grid to take his pole position of the race, and Rogue and Ruta follow very close, kind of gapped behind him. Sim Black Fox in P4 with the Alfa Romeo, Tact in P5 in the Racing Point, Nile in P6 in the Alfa Romeo, Elegance subbing in as a Red Bull tonight, Babushka in P8 for the Williams, Gypsy, he's a little bit far back, he wins tonight, he can catch up, but Rogue has to have a bad race in order for him to have a chance next week for the championship, and P10 is Agro in the Haas. Now here we go.
Are lined up.
5 lights go on.
Need to go off.
And jump
starts. And away we go at Interlagos. Tact and Elegance are going to need to pit sometime soon. We see someone's wing flying off in the distance. Oh my goodness.
What is
This is
happening?
a NASCAR race. But Rogue is in first.
Rogue takes P1, but there was so much contact between everybody. Sim Black Fox, he's going to go wheel to wheel with Ruta now into turn number 6, and he is just sticking with him. He's going to take the inside, and he's defending off Sim Black Fox.
Ferrari 1-2. Hopefully Ruta doesn't do Rogue like Vettel did to Charles Leclerc. Otherwise, Rogue won't be able to secure that driver's title. But no, they look like they're pretty spaced out. Ruta probably understands the importance of securing a 1-2, not only for Rogue's driver's title, but for Ferrari's constructors' chances. Sin Black Fox in the sister team of the Alfa Romeo is in third, but there's a good bit of distance. But so far, yeah, no, the cars are still pretty bunched up despite all the contact at the beginning. But the Ferraris seem to have a clear lead.
Well, this is going to be a long race. We have 36 laps of fun. Now we're going to see Astronaut, that's going to be Tact as he goes into the pits. He got ran into, I think, by Elegance, who will be in the pits for as well to serve a penalty. Now the gap is forming a little bit. Ruta is 2/10 off the pace, but the DRS will be coming on lap number 3, which will be very nice because we have basically a line of traffic who are all within a second of each other. So now Astronaut, he's going to move up one position after losing pole position going down turn number 1. And that was just absolute chaos in turn number 1. I'm surprised more people didn't fall into the pits, but we still got tight racing here.
He came into the pits to get hard tires and swap out his wing because he and Madman GTR actually did the same. So they were the ones that were affected by all the contact. But Tact still needs to serve his drive-through as pitting in didn't really count. So he's going to have a lot of catching up to do. Elegance is in a slightly better position, but it's like saying like one cheap fast food burger is better than the other, you know? You're still not having a lot good to work with.
Now we're seeing Van. He is retiring from this race now as he picked up a 5-second penalty for speeding in pits. Now we're going to have the DRS enabled as Astronaut, he goes and takes P3 away from Sim Black Fox. What an amazing pass there, using that DRS to his advantage.
Astronaut is coming out with a vengeance. Do we know why Van retired, though? I couldn't see what happened.
I do not know. Again, a very unfortunate season for him.
Indeed.
It's been up and down for him. But looking at Ruta hasn't used any of his overtake. He's just keeping it stored, just saving it, preserving it. Rogue's had to use a little bit of it to fend off Ruda and try and get a second, but it's not going to happen as we are heading down the final stretch now with that DRS open from Ruda. Now there's a yellow flag in Sector 2, and that's going to be, is that Van? That's a Renault.
Astronaut's got the fastest lap with a 1 minute 10.48. Yeah, no, I don't see any other Renaults on the track. I don't know what's up with Van's car, but anyways, it
Here
looks
comes
like
Ruda now. He's going to try and go on the outside.
Passing Rogue. So
And
they are racing after all, but Rogue is still pretty close. They might be trading back and forth. Long as they don't hit each other, it should be good.
Well,
but Astronaut's getting
they
closer.
shouldn't be doing that. They should not be doing that, considering that Astronaut, he is right on the tail now of Rogue. He is going to be trying to find some pace and find some space to get in between these two, because Astronaut knows he can be the ruiner of this championship. If Rogue continues to fall down the standings here, that's just feeding in the Chipsy. But Chipsy's down to 14th now. He had to pit for hard tires. So he is somebody who doesn't like to go on the hards. So we'll see what happens with him, but he might make something work. Now we're going to see the DRS come in alive down the final stretch, and Rogue's pulled the gap, and he's going to try and go down the inside of Ruda in turn 1, and he completes the move. I wonder how that voice chat is right now. But Ruda, he's going to fight right back and go down the inside in turn number 3 and go down the straight now and get that DRS.
They are trading like the stock market right now. You just love to see it. And they're doing it as clean as can be. But they have to be feeling Astronaut breathing down their necks right now. He might not be able to win the Drivers' Championship, but he can certainly send a message this race if he overtakes these two. He's approaching Ruda, but not quite able to make the move just yet. But the moment will come surely.
Well, I think Ruda now, he's going to have to fend off Astronaut and allow Rogue to maybe get a little bit of a gap on him, but that's not the case. Ruda's been fighting back against Rogue, as we saw them going at each other in turn from the first, from turns 1, 2, and 3 down the straight. But now here comes Astronaut. He's going to be right on Ruda now. He's going to get that DRS. And now he's getting the slipstream as well. He's going to have to defend. Yep, Ruda tried to defend, but it's not going to happen. And here comes Astronaut. And he gets P2.
Ooh, but Ruda takes the position back. Oh, very briefly, though.
Very briefly. And here comes, Astronaut. He is going to solidify P2 now. And Ruda's going to fall way back.
And just behind that battle, the Alphas are still pretty steady on 4th and 5th. Is Nile going to be able to overtake Sin Black Fox? I don't know. Sin Black Fox has been having a pretty steady race, and Nile hasn't been able to close the gap even with all of that DRS. But long as they get points for the constructors, it really shouldn't be an issue. Babu trying to go off against Aggro, that's a much closer battle, but it's really hard to keep our eyes off the top 3.
Well, let's check on Chipsy now and see who he's going against. He is battling with Tact, who also had a jump start. He and got some wing damage and had to go into the pits to fix that and go on the hard tire. He has a penalty still to serve for speeding in the pit lane. So he has an additional 5 seconds for that. But Chipsy, he has to work himself up the field, and he has to win this race in order to stay in it.
Oh, yeah, what an uphill battle that Chipsy has to have. Ooh, Babu getting a 3-second penalty for track limit stuff. But I don't know. Do you think these hards can last as long as these guys need it to? They're going to have to pit eventually, aren't they?
They are going to have to pit eventually. I could see Chipsy taking those tires a long ways, probably laps 17, 18, 19.
Babu's had one of the Williams has gone off slightly, but it looks like they corrected it. Anyways.
So, and you're right, that was Babu. He went off, and now Tact is going to get past Chipsy again. And you got to wonder what's going on in Chipsy's head. He's on fresher tires, and now he's going to pick up a 3-second penalty for track limits. That's not helping his case at all. He gets the DRS down on the first straight and gets the position back. And now he's got to be looking at gapping Tact here.
He has to keep a clear head. Otherwise, he's not going to be able to do anything that'll be helpful to winning the Drivers' Championship. I don't know how he thinks about this race. Maybe he's just hoping that Rogue has bad luck, but part of preserving that championship fight is trying to get some points and trying to move up the order. So hopefully Chipsy can get his head out of the gutter soon enough.
Let's check out on the leaders real quick. Astronaut, who is still 3/10 behind Rogue, and Ruda, who's sticking with with the top two here, as Rogue locks up. Astronaut, he's wanting to win this race for sure. He wants to end these next two races on a high, come back next season to win the Drivers' Championship. But tonight he wants to maybe put a little bit of a spoil in Rogue's celebration party, winning the Drivers' Championship. If the race were to end as it stands, now Rogue, he's going to go low as Astronaut goes high. He's going to go for the lead. Can Rogue? Yeah, no, Rogue doesn't even defend off of him. And Astronaut is going to take off and get that P1, but his
at the DRS
is that DRS is now coming back. And let's see what happens here as Rogue goes for the overtake, and he gets it, but he hits Astronaut in the process.
Ooh.
But the position is back to Rogue, and you got to wonder, Rogue did have to use a little bit of his overtake there. Same with Astronaut. Astronaut's down to 14% now and continuously using and utilizing that energy to stick with Rogue here.
Yeah, Rogue's been pretty good at conserving his ERS. He doesn't really seem to be defending his position against Astronaut, rather counter-attacking once Rogue gets ahead. Once Astronaut gets ahead, Rogue can't overtake himself. But, Astronaut might be trying to send a message with this race, but Rogue might be sending a message back saying, oh, you're good, but I'm not going to make it easy for you, young one.
Well, Rogue got a little squabbly going through the final two turns there, and these tires, you got to be wondering, can these tires go a couple more laps? And it looks like they will, as we are heading into lap number 10 of this Brazilian Grand Prix here at Apollo Racing Club, approved by Grid Finder. Head over to gridfinder.com to find your next league or a commentator or next event. So
yeah, I'm not sure if Rogue's going to be able to retake the position this time. Ooh. Oh,
he's going around the outside, and
almost. Okay, so Rogue needs to go on the offensive now. Do you think he'll even try to overtake on some of these corners, or is he going to wait for the DRS?
I think he's got to wait for the DRS. It's hard to go on the outside of some of these corners, especially these two. But he has his chance now. But Astronaut, he gets the gap a little bit in that turn. He got a really nice exit. Now, Rogue, he's getting really loose on this tire. He's actually struggling as he's hitting the 50% mark on his right front tire. His rear tires, too, are having a little bit of issues, but it's definitely the fronts are going to go out before the rears do.
Yeah, he's been riding those tires. He's probably going to want to switch on hards rather than mediums. But just as a midfield update, Gaziag and Elegance are now 9th and 10th respectively. So shout-outs to them for keeping their heads down and their spirits up and just riding through all the bad luck and getting some points in the process. We'll see if they can keep it up. Anyways, the Alphas are still in 4th and 5th. Ruda is still tagging along behind Rogue and Astronaut. Astronaut's been really good on tire management, yeah, at least compared to Rogue. That's one thing Rogue is going to want to deal with now if he wants to stay competitive in future seasons against Astronaut. That, or just making sure he has a good pit strategy to counter his driving style against Astronauts. He's still maintaining a good gap, but he's going to want to get closer sooner or later just to put some pressure on Astronaut.
Well, the gap is slowly forming as Astronaut, he's going to go 7/10 ahead. I should update you on Astronaut's tire wear. His right front tire is at 56%. It's got the same amount of wear as Rogue does, because he's been basically pedal to the metal this entire time because he lost his pole position. And now Rogue, he's going to try and go on the outside in turn number 1, and he doesn't get there, but he's going to have the advantage in turn number 2, and he takes it from Astronaut. And now let's see what happens here. Astronaut, he's going to get that DRS back, though, and they're going to go down the straight. Here comes Astronaut. He's going to go around the outside. They go wheel to wheel, and he pulls out of the move. But
they both have the same amount of ERS as well. They need to charge their batteries. What's happened to Ruda, though? He left the session, and he's being classified as 15th. Maybe some internet trouble or something. But anyways,
I will look at Righteous's wear real quick.
It is the Rogue and Astronaut show right now, as far as we're all concerned. It's hard to take our eyes off these two.
Real quick, Kia, he is at 36% on the right front. So that's where he is at. So you're welcome, sir.
Let's see what the other good battles are. Chipsy's still behind Pact, but not really able to get anything with that. Elegance and Gauzy Egg are going at it.
Well, Chipsy picks up 6 seconds now of penalties. That's a second track warning. But he's made himself up to P13 now, and the pit window is going to be open here quite shortly for these soft runners.
Still, he's going to need to put on a better showing.
Yeah, Chipsy has to do better. He, hopefully with the pit stop, he is within range.
Elegance has made good use of that DRS and ERS to overtake Gauzy Egg 4-8. But yeah, not too many other battles going on. I mean, the alphas are going at it, I guess. I don't know if Rude is still going to stay disconnected, but right now he's in between the alphas. If he reconnects, he'll be joining in at 4th unless Nile overtakes him. But, wait, Ruda's picked up a 5-second penalty for ignoring blue flags. He's going to have to... down. Wait, did he fall off the order? Oh, wait. Has Ruda regained control? I'm confused.
Yes, he has.
How has he fallen that far down in such a short amount of time without, getting into an incident? Weird stuff. Anyways, back to the top two. Astronaut is under half a second to Rogue's time. They're still going at it. It looks like both of these drivers are going to try to ride out their tires as much as possible and try to beat them to the pits. Ruda picking up another penalty for ignoring blue flags.
I think it's an AI then.
Yeah. Ruda. If Ruda reconnects, he's going to be mad when he sees that. I know that for sure.
Angry. Well, it is a bannable offense for leaving the session without on track. If you just leave the session like that. So it is going to be a penalty for him unless he gets back in the session.
Yeah. But he has some explaining to do if he doesn't come back.
Okay, there he goes. Ruda's into the pits. He is off the track. Now we're looking at Rogue, who is going to probably be pitting this lap. The pit window is open for the medium tire. But you got to wonder, if he waits a couple more laps, can he move to the hard?
Wait, why is Niall on inners?
Oh, no.
Marcus Winkelhock has entered the lobby.
Oh, boy.
Does Alfa Romeo know something we don't? Is it going to rain? Is it going to rain? Why is Niall on intermediate?
He just ruined, and the bad luck continues, and these poor tires are going to get so worn out by the time he gets back to the pit lane. You can just tell he is just struggling. Now, Babushka's going to retire from this race. What is happening?
Oh, my goodness. It's like when we take our eyes off of Rogue and Astronaut, it just becomes a comedy show.
It just, guys, why at the pit stops we do this?
Welcome to Apollo Racing Club, Drive to Survive.
This is tier 1. Bro, literally every single week these guys, seems like we get to a pit stop and then we start having problems like Niall on the intermediate.
Niall's engineer better start doing the rain dance right about now. The only way his race is going to be saved.
What is happening?
Is he
And
gonna go
now,
back in the pits? Is he gonna root? The Ruta AI has overtaken him. Yeah, no, he's gone back in the pits. He's like, nah, there ain't no rain coming in. En route is retired, so that's good. But Niall's
he's
gonna
out.
pick up a penalty for speeding in the pit lane. So adding insult to injury, he's not only gonna have to change his tires, but he's gonna have to change. Oh wait, no, he didn't serve his penalty in the pits, but yeah,
No.
that's unfortunate.
Well, that's gonna be now. Niall, he's gonna go on the medium tire. You gotta wonder, can the medium tire last another 20 laps? I think it can, but now we're still seeing Rogue and Astronaut. These guys are going at it, but now here comes Astronaut. He's gonna come into
at
the pits.
the pits. Yeah,
Let's see where he
because
goes.
Rogue developed a gap like the clothing store between him and Astronaut. There was like a second between them. So, provided Rogue is able to ride out these tires a little bit more, I mean, he's approaching half of the race length, so he could switch to mediums and just go on with that. That's what Righteous Fire has decided to do, but he's probably just gonna push hard to make sure that there's a good amount of distance between him and Righteous Fire by the time that he has to pit, so that he can stay in first.
Well, we're sticking with Rogue now. He has a 19-second gap onto Astronaut, and that is really what we're going to be looking at right now. Is the gap significant enough for Rogue to get in the pits and not get overtaken? It's going to be close.
Yeah, it is going to be close. He's putting on the overtake now. I'm not sure if I'm able to see his fuel consumption. Is he approaching the pits? Let's see. He is in fact approaching the pits. He's putting on those mediums. Brakes brilliantly, avoiding that speeding in the pit lane penalty. And
I'm going to look over
Hards?
at Astronaut.
Hards? Okay.
I think that's the better choice. I really think it's going to be the better choice because I'm looking at Righteous Fire's tires right now. They're 17 laps old. They're 51% wear on the front right tire. Oh, excuse me, 54% now. Those tires are getting worn out. Those tires are getting pretty old.
I guess Rogue is saying better safe than sorry. Astronaut just passes him, but if Rogue can take the position back and have good pace, then maybe the hards are the better idea after all, because then at the end of the race, Rogue is going to have to do less damage control with regards to his tires than Astronaut. Pitting is less tempting, so on and so forth.
Well, I'll keep an eye on the gap here and the pace between these two. Astronaut, I think the gap is slowly forming here. Taking a look at the intervals, Rogue is still a second behind on the hard tire. Is the hard tire going to work out? Is it going to be just as fast as the medium? I don't think it is. I think the medium tire is going to be slightly faster than the hard tire.
Maybe it's just about consistency. Maybe at the end, Rogue doesn't necessarily care about beating Astronaut in the race. Or maybe he does, but he cares more about securing the championship. As Astronaut puts in a fast lap of 109.673. Just as an update with regards to Chipsy, he's in 10th position, so he is in the points, and he is going to try to overtake Tact to get a couple more points.
Well, this will determine for me, because Tack and Chipsy, they're on the hard tire. This actually gives us a ton of information to know if that hard tire is going to work out more than the medium tire.
Yeah, so what's their wear looking like?
So Chipsy right now, he's at 43% on that right front tire, and Tact is at 46% on the right front. And just an update as well, Rogue was actually trying to put on mediums, and he put on hards, thanks to Cody's.
So Codemasters has just ruined him then.
Yes. And he's sitting in third place.
What an oxymoron of a name. But
it's all right. They're going to Electronic Arts.
Yeah. Hopefully that means that hopefully they don't change the podium pass in a bad way. But anyways, the fact that he's doing this well in hards is reassuring with regards to his racecraft. But yeah, he's gonna need to make sure he can keep pace, especially because Sin Black Fox is starting to close the gap a little bit. I'm not sure if it's in a significant amount, but yeah.
So let's think about a situation here. Rogue being
Let's.
on that hard tire, he's obviously going to be slower. He's already 2 seconds back on Astronaut, who is going to just be flying on that medium tire. Sim Black Fox is also closing the gap. Does Rogue just fall down the order because of the tire?
I mean, he can't fall too far down. This is Rogue we're talking about.
I mean, he had a good quali. Is the curse back?
I mean, he did just break it.
He did break it, but that doesn't mean you don't go right back to it. Sometimes it's just a fluke that you have a really go from pole position to win. But for Rogue, who knows what can happen? He's sitting in P2 right now. He's comfortable. But Sim Black Fox, he is going to be looking to close this gap as quickly as he can, because if he can get P2, that might help him. Now, Righteous Fire, he's moving to the soft tire.
Interesting. But yeah, no, if I'm Rogue, I would try to... He's been putting on a more offensive driving strategy, mainly using his overtake to counterattack once Astronaut overtakes him. I'm not sure that he's taking back first. I feel like at this point in the race, given the tire issue, he should switch to driving defensively. Of course, conserving ERS, but knowing exactly when to use it in order to protect his second position. Right now, he's got a healthy gap on Sin Black Fox, so he can let his battery charge a little bit. But once it gets close to the 80s, 90s, probably let it burn a little bit on the straights. He's actually letting it burn a little bit now, approaching the final part of the third sector. The Peach gets a 3-second penalty for having creative interpretations of the track limits, but he's already in last, so who cares? Astronaut picks up a penalty himself, and oh boy, and Rogue is 3 seconds within the 3 seconds. So if Rogue can maintain consistency and just drive cleanly, he could still get first. I mean, I don't see the gap between him and Astronaut growing that much. This changes things. This penalty changes things.
It actually does.
Rogue just needs to drive clean and be fast enough, it looks like.
Can you do something for me real quick, Bash? Can you check on Rogue and see how many warnings he has on the race director?
Race director. How many warnings does Rogue have? Let's see. He has a warning for a collision. He's exceeded track limits once. I'm still looking down. Yeah, no, the light, they don't do anything for the light collisions, but Rogue has exceeded track limits only once.
Only once. All right. So he has a couple to spare. He has one to spare, but he's fallen back. He's now down 3 seconds onto Astronaut.
So he needs to pick it back up if he wants to get first. What a race this has been.
It really has been, but Sim Black Fox, he's fallen back from Rogue now. He's fallen a second back from 8 to 9 seconds. But Righteous Fire, he's sitting in P4. Righteous Fire, finally, a really good week for him.
Yep, P4. Really well done. But we'll have to see how those soft tires serve him in this stage in the race. I mean, we've seen Astronaut and Rogue being able to maintain their consistency on the soft tires with like 17, 18 laps. So Righteous Fire could stay on this compound and pick up some positions, but it's going to be on him to make the most out of those saved milliseconds that he gets. Slowly creep up to third, potentially beyond, depending on how things go. I mean,
now, I will say that I need to interrupt you. Rogue got a corner cut for running wide, so he's down. Now has one more before he gets that 3-second warning.
Yeah,
that's not good.
Even in any case, he is like beyond 3 seconds already. So unless something happens with Astronaut, I'm not sure if he's going to be shooting for beyond that because of that hard tire fiasco. But I mean, Rogue is already a target, but I mean, you think Righteous Fire could catch up to Sin Black Fox?
Yes, I think he can. He's on the soft tire. Of course he can. He's only 6 seconds down. We got plenty of time left as we have 12 laps remaining in the Brazilian Grand Prix. And Righteous Fire, he really is looking for something. A good night tonight, maybe a podium finish after last week not having a great race for him. But can that soft tire go to the 36th lap? Can it get to the end of the race? Right now, I think he can. Ooh, he locks up a little bit, though. That's going to affect his time a little bit. But Sin Black Fox, he continues to fall back as the Peach lets him by going into turn number 6.
Indeed.
Excuse me, turn number 5.
And Rogue now 4 seconds down on Astronaut, which is going to be an issue for him unless Astronaut picks up another 3-second penalty for track limit reasons. And I'm not sure that he's going to. Maybe that one penalty was sort of like a wake-up call to him, and we haven't seen him really do anything since.
No, he's staying focused, staying alert. He is really gapped Rogue now. As Rogue, he just has to sit there. If he remains in this position and Chipsy does not move up any position, there we go.
Yeah,
there's the penalty. But
so Astronaut's got some breathing room. He's put on a gap on Sin Black Fox though, so I don't think Rogue is necessarily worried about losing second.
Well, looking at Sin Black Fox, he is now 10 seconds behind Rogue, and following behind, you can see him, Righteous. He is coming close. He is starting to come into view of Sin Black Fox, and that's gonna boost his confidence a little bit. But the one thing is, once these soft tires lose their grip and have quite a bit of wear, they go off, and they go off hard. I mean, the car becomes very weird to control after that.
Indeed. Elegance is up to 5th now, which is really admirable given that he had to start with a drive-through penalty after that jump start. So, yeah, really good stuff to him.
Really good stuff. Very nice to see. Just everybody having a great night. Now we had a little bit of a disaster at the start. We had jump starts and wing damage and turn 1 shenanigans. But now everybody's calmed down. Everybody's happy. Everybody's relaxed. But we still got a race to go as Righteous Fire, I can't tell if he's improving or not. I think he's fallen back from Sin Black Fox, which doesn't help him. Rogue, he is now 4.6 seconds behind. I'm trying to track Righteous Fire's gap, but it's not working out for me too well. He is improving now. He's up to 6.5 seconds. Gazier is 8 seconds behind Agro. Now let's take a look at Agro. He is battling Elegance, who is in P5, and I don't think, he's not behind. Yep, Righteous. So Righteous is a couple seconds ahead, but they are coming up on a lapped car. That's going to be the Peach. He's going to go another. Just have to let these guys go by, and Agro, he's going to get that DRS. Peach, going to give it to him. Very nice of him.
Yeah, so much good driving. I'm not sure who to give driver of the day.
I'm not sure either. There's several drivers right now.
Maybe we'll let the game decide this time.
Yeah, maybe we're gonna have the game decide just because it's gonna be interesting. Now here comes Stewie 2K. He's gonna get past Tack now.
Get the penalty for speeding in the pit lane, so that's gonna hurt him.
Yeah, that's not good as he goes on to the soft tire. Good recovery from Astronaut. Yeah, he is driving like there's no tomorrow. And like we said earlier, I think he wants to send a message for next season saying, hey, Rogue, I'm here to challenge you. I'm here to become the new F1 2020 champion next season. So look out. And hopefully next season we see both the drivers back.
Indeed.
Be a shame if we don't see him here. Now Chipsy, he gets another 3-second penalty. Chipsy is just wanting to forget about this race at this point.
Yeah.
How many is that now? I gotta check this out. He has 17 seconds of penalties.
Yeah, no. He could potentially slip out of the points if those penalties. Actually, no. Tack and Matt have their own penalties, but yeah, no. It really depends on how things roll. Chipsy needs to straighten up.
Yeah, well, he would fall out of the points, wouldn't he?
Maybe like, we have to see like how Niall is. And, I mean, Tack and Matt might pass him, but yeah. Really depends on the penalty outlook, and depends on how many more penalties Chipsy gets before we can say, yeah, nah, Chipsy's definitely gonna fall out of the points. But yeah, crazy race. We have to even see, like, even if he finishes ninth, is he still in contention?
No, he is not.
Whew. Wild stuff. Astronaut putting on a masterclass.
Yeah, Astronaut came into this league at Baku in the rain and absolutely dominated. He shook up this Tier 1, and after that, he couldn't quite find the pace and was in quite a bit of incidences as well, and had kind of a a little bit of a rut there as Chipsy puts up a 108.6. Well, there you go, Chipsy. Redeem yourself. Take that fastest lap away from people, if you want. But
better than nothing.
Better than nothing. As we're seeing Rogue now, he is 4.9 seconds back. Let's take a look at Astronauts, where he's at 51% on that right front tire with 5 laps remaining. So he will make it to the end of this race on that tire for sure. Looking through now, Elegance, he is 1 second behind Righteous Fire. He is caught up on the medium. Is I think Righteous Fire's tires are.
Peach is retired. Did he crash out?
I couldn't tell. He just went off. He's in the pits already, I think.
Yeah, because Madman GTR is in Sector 2. Yeah, I don't know what compelled the Peach to do that. Maybe he just wasn't feeling it.
That's
a shame.
That is a shame, but Righteous Fire, he's now going to have to go to a 4-lap shootout against Elegance if he wants to keep this P4. He wasn't able. He is catching up slowly to Sim Black Fox, who is on the wrong one. Who is 13 laps on that medium tire, but they're only at 46%, which is really, really nice for him. So those tires are still quite comfortable, but Righteous Fire sitting at 40%. Those are going to wear down quite faster than this medium tire of Sim Black Fox. But Elegance has 15-lap-old tires. Don't see his telemetry on here. Only his apparently is only his ERS for some reason. So Bash Dash, looking at Rogue, as of right now, Rogue will become the new will become the repeating Drivers Champion. Well, no, he's new. He's the new Drivers Champion because Bowler's not here.
He was competitive. Yeah. He was competitive last season, but he wasn't really able to shoot for wins up until this season. So
He is finally going to win his first title here at Apollo Racing Club after what? I think 3-4 seasons has he been here?
Something like that.
So
Something like that.
he
Good to see him
is-
finally get his.
It is nice. Yeah, exactly. It's nice to finally see him solidifying himself as the best driver, the best F1 2020 driver in this league. As we are approaching 3 laps to go now, he's got to be feeling pretty happy right now.
Mm-hmm. Job's not finished quite yet, but yeah, he's got to be feeling pretty good.
And of course,
has
our
to make sure
constructors
that-
our constructors, Ferrari is going to take home the win. Actually, let's take a look at constructors. I actually haven't looked at the constructors championship. And go ahead and say what you were going to say there, Bash.
Never mind. I forgot, unfortunately. But yeah, no, good on Rogue for sticking it out. He's definitely gonna solidify himself as the best driver in the league, with Astronaut hopefully trying to take that away. But Rogue's definitely gonna put on a great title defense effort.
Well, looking at it now, Ferrari will win the constructors championship with 98 plus 25, and then Racing Point coming in a P2. The races that Astronaut did well and TAC did well really helped them out. They currently are sitting with 152 points, with Alfa Romeo falling right behind. So it's been a great season so far for all these teams, and the constructors being decided basically last week or 2 weeks ago. Rogue just has to drive it clean now, not do what he did in qualifying.
Yeah.
And he will win this championship.
Good to see Ferrari winning something again, even if it is just in a video game. Their last Constructors Championship was 2008. That's hard to think about. Anyways, 2 laps to go. 2 laps to go. All that Astronaut and Rogue need to do is keep it tidy. Rogue's actually under 3 seconds ahead, under 3 seconds of Astronaut. So if Astronaut actually picks up another penalty and Rogue manages to stay clean, Rogue could still win. But I'm not sure that that's going to happen.
And I'm not sure if it's going to happen either. But those medium tires, on Astronaut, they're at 67%. They're quite worn at 17 laps. And guess what? Rogue is on that hard tire. He's only at 48%. Can he get the last lap win here if Astronaut just starts to get a little bit loosey-goosey through turns 1 and 2?
That would be a cinematic finish. But yeah, we just have to see. This is the last lap. Both Astronaut and Rogue have crossed the line. They've just got to cross it one more time in order to finish the race. Astronaut doing a pretty good job of nursing the car home. He still put on a decent gap. Yeah, I'm not sure that Rogue's going to be able to overtake, but Astronaut's got to make sure that he doesn't get another penalty.
Yes, that is where Astronaut really has to be careful with. He picks up another penalty, it is game over for him, and he will lose this race. But Rogue, he's 2.4 seconds. He was able to close that gap because of the tire wear. The tire wear becoming a major issue now. And oh no, Sim Black Fox has the gearbox glitch. That was not fun to listen to. And now we are heading into the penultimate section of this track, the penultimate turn. Here comes Astronaut as he comes through the final straight, using that overtake, using what's left of it. And he will come across the line to win the Brazilian Grand Prix. And here comes Rogue to win his very first ARC Drivers Championship. And now Sim Black Fox, he is going to be also coming across the line very shortly in P3. What a great result from him. That will be a nice podium for the Alfa Romeo team.
Indeed. Elegant's going to come in 4th, maybe 5th, depending on the penalty situation. Yeah, he's going to be 5th. Still, pretty good showing from him. Really good showing from him, given the crazy start he had. Aggro gonna have to come in soon.
He's gonna
There
come up.
he is. Then
Gazier,
Gazi, Stewie, Gypsy, Tact.
and now yep. And this is where it's gonna get interesting to see where Gypsy's gonna end up here
With his penalties.
in these in the penalty situation. And because Tact is falling right behind him, he's a second behind. That gap got real close, and there we go. Gypsy getting a 5-second penalty for serving an unserved penalty, and he finishes 10th. So
yeah, so Tact gets the one up on him. Righteous Fire gets driver of the day.
Ooh, do we give it to him?
He did have a really good race.
He did. Check the standings.
Yeah, because we couldn't figure out who exactly to give it to.
Let me look here. Sim Black Fox, does he had a podium this season? He has. He has had 2 podiums. Righteous Fire coming in P4. That was his best finish of the year. So yeah, let's give it to him.
Yeah. Plus he kept it clean, which the top 2 aren't even able to say, but still, yeah, crazy stuff. Let's give it to Righteous Fire.
Giving it to Righteous Fire, and we will be talking to our race winner and our Apollo Racing Club F1 2020 Drivers Champion, Rogue, and we'll also talk the Righteous Fire as well. So let's get him on in here. Give me 1 second here.
Take all the time you need.
All right, congratulations, everybody. First astronaut, you got the victory. Congratulations. Rogue, you're our driver's champion, and Righteous Fire, our driver of the day.
Yeah, after my total Bush League maneuver on the very first lap of qualifying.
Oof! What? So talk us through qualifying. What happened there?
I was just coming out of the second hairpin and got a little too much on the throttle and got a little loose. And the thing is I just barely tapped the wall, but it knocked my wheel off. So,
oof!
Start from 16th, working up through. I only got 1 track warning. Elegance there at the end, pretty speedy on those mediums, but he picked up a 3-second penalty, so he was no worries at the end.
Mm-hmm. Now you were on the hard tire, correct? At the beginning?
No, I started medium to soft.
Medium. You started the medium. You did medium soft. My apologies. That was quite the strategy call, I thought. How did that work out for you? Did you think it really worked in your favor in terms of pit strategy?
I'm pretty easy on tires, and Brazil is. The game will tell you that you want to pit earlier, but you don't really have to. They'll go a lot longer than they say they will. Even at 60+% wear around Brazil, they're still pretty competitive. So I wasn't too worried about it.
Now, this was your best finish this season so far. We still got another week left. Are you happy about about this P4? Is this a season to kind of forget? What's your thoughts going right now?
Well, I mean, I lucked out because Tact was up there and had some issues. Niall had some issues, and Ruda had some internet issues, and I put him a lap down. So I kind of lucked into this. But going into Spa, I feel pretty good. Who doesn't love Spa? I'm pretty quick around there, but with the drivers we have, it's going to be pretty tough.
Well, congratulations, Righteous. You're our driver of the day, and congratulations on the best on your P4. And we'll see you next week.
Thanks, man.
And now let's talk to Astronaut, our race winner, before we talk to Rogue. Astronaut, congratulations on your victory. Getting only that 3-second penalty and just being able to gap Rogue on the medium tire must have felt great.
Yeah, I don't know what happened with his strategy, but it feels good anyway. And I want to give a shout out to Kia for being our engineer today at the Racing Point Garage. But yeah, today was a good race, my home race, and I wanted to win, and I got to win.
You got
And
you got it for sure. Couple of rough weeks for you in F1 in the Arc League. How does it feel to get another victory?
well, feels good to be back here. First,
Yeah,
um,
welcome back.
so I broke 2 fingers in the Singapore weekend, so I wasn't 100% in the last 2 weeks, and I am not yet. But yeah, feels good to be back, and I want to congratulate Rogue and Ferrari for being the champions, the driver champions and the constructor champions. They were the best as a team, and he was the best driver in the league this season, so he definitely deserved it.
Now, was tonight's victory a statement for next season?
Let's see.
All right. Well, congratulations on your victory, and we'll be seeing you next week at Spa.
Yeah, thank you.
And finally, our driver's champion at Apollo Racing Club, his first championship, Rogue. Rogue, congratulations. How are you feeling right now?
Feeling good. I mean, Irish Champion's always nice. I was really bummed out not to be able to compete for that win after, battling for so long at the beginning of the race. I really wanted to win and get the constructors sealed up and all that and, go out with a bang, even though it's not the final race. But, um,
Y-
good and bad because I was meaning to go on the mediums and for some reason Jeff put me on hards even though I switched the strategy at the beginning of the race. So I don't know what happened there. Something with Cody's, go figure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was our thought.
Yeah. So I mean, I was at like 80% on my tires because of some mishaps from Ruda with his Cody's screwing him and making him go a lap down. So
Mhm.
I had to stay out way longer than I wanted, and then it switched to me hards, and it was just like a double whammy. Like, you are not winning today, sir.
Well,
Yeah,
So
towards the end of that
hopefully the
race,
game gives you better luck next
yeah.
season.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah. Hopefully, the next game's a little bit, not as much battle pass esque, but fixes their bugs. But good
for
and bad.
sure.
For definitely happy I got the drivers. I mean, after coming so close against Gore last season and blowing it late in the season at Japan, especially, that was such a bummer. It was pretty close, and I just blew it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's a lot better. So a lot
Um,
better. I feel like you win for once. So.
what was I gonna ask? I was gonna ask you a question. I totally forgot. Oh, yes, it was. You at the end. You were catching up to Astronaut. If you had one more lap, do you think you could have gotten by him?
Probably not. I was so low on fuel. I was like a couple of those laps. I was running lean on the pit straight because I was so low. I mean, if I didn't get that time penalty, I could not take the Senna S's at all tonight. I don't know what it was. If I went if I tried to take it sharp, I would I would lose the car. If I went wide, it'd just be too understeering all that. So I just could never get it right, and I got 3 seconds from that. And if I would have known I was going to catch him that hard with the tire difference at the end on those bricks of a white tire, um, I might have had a shot. But GG's to him. It was definitely fun at the beginning of the race, going back and forth. It was really good race.
Well, next season, will we see you in Astronaut go head to head for the drivers' championship?
I don't know. We'll see. I mean, if he wants to show up, I'll be here. So
All right.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm looking forward to seeing you put on a crazy title defense, man.
yeah, hopefully I can have as good as a start of the season like I did this season because I will say that first half of the season was definitely a lot better than the second half. So
mm-hmm.
just if I can stay more consistent in finishing some races,
Of
then
course, of course.
Of course. Well, congratulations, Rogue. You are the Apollo World Champion F1 2020.
appreciate it.
All right. Well, that is going to do it for us tonight, ladies and gentlemen, in Tier 1. What a heck of a race. What a great way to end this season. We have one more week, so tune in for next week at Spa. That will be the final round of our F1 season. And so, Bash, any final thoughts?
You asked everything that I was gonna ask. So we got the interview questions pretty covered. But yeah, what a crazy race. Spa is gonna be a fun season ender. It is always a favorite track of a lot of players and a lot of casters, I believe, as well. So everyone's gonna want to tune into that, and I'm super looking forward to next season as well.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that'll do it for us tonight. From everyone here at Apollo Racing Club, have a great night, and we'll see you next time.